Lights up, cameras roll, stacks in the fold. Kyle and Erik got the game on control. Daily grind, strategy defined. DFS huddle, money on the line. Huddle up, breaking it down. Big plays, big wins, all over town. Kyle and Erik, the duo supreme. DFS hustle, living the dream. Line up, huddle up, breaking it down. Big plays, big wins, all over town. Kyle and Erik, the duo supreme. DFS hustle, living the dream. Lineups tight, numbers ignite. Analytics sharper than a game day fight. Stacks on stacks, no time to relax. DFS huddle, we dropping the facts. Feel the heat, the picks elite. This the show where the sharp minds meet. Play so bold, they'll leave you stunned. Huddle's the spot when the money's won. Huddle up, breaking it down. Big plays, big wins, all over town. Kyle and Erik, the duo supreme. DFS hustle, living the dream. Huddle up, breaking it down. Big plays, big wins, all over town. Kyle and Erik, the duo supreme. DFS hustle, living the dream. This the DFS huddle, don't miss a beat. Kyle and Erik, where the game geeks meet. Cash lines hit, top of the slate. Tune in now, before it's too late. DFS huddle, don't miss a beat. Kyle and Erik, where the game geeks meet. Cash lines hit, top of the slate. Tune in now, before it's too late.
It is tight. Whoa, there we go. What's up? Welcome into the DFS Huddle. The song is tight. You did a good job. Good job. I was in the studio rapping that. I was pretty good. Some of you might not know that's me dropping beats live. I just stopped. No, I'm just kidding. Erik made that. It's tight though. Love it.
Dude, AI is fucking amazing what it's able to do, dude.
Yeah, that's incredible. No copyrights, no problems there. Welcome into the DFS Huddle. Congratulations to all you Kyle Pitts. I actually have Kyle Pitts in one league, in my other league, not the Guillotine League. So, wow. Just wow. So that's nice. We appreciate you all joining us. Please like, subscribe, all that stuff. We're going to break down the FanDuel DraftKings main Sunday slate. Answer your starter sit questions wherever you're watching from. Please like, subscribe, all that stuff. If you want to come join the community, see the lineups we play, the bets we end up making, all that stuff, click the link. Come join the DFS Huddle Patreon, $15 a month. Having a good time over there, so click all of that stuff. So, Erik, coming in, it's week 15, playoff time. I just made a move, actually, in Guillotine. I had Dak and Mahomes. I actually dropped Mahomes, picked up Brock Purdy. I was starting Brock Purdy at quarterback this week over Dak Prescott against the Titans. We're going to get into all of that, so ask your questions. We appreciate you guys out here in the chat box. Ask your questions, make your comments, all of that good stuff. We appreciate you out there. Erik, week 15. So a lot of cold weather games. I'm finding myself leaning to a lot of the late window games, right? We got a lot of cold weather. It's not big snow, maybe in New England, a little bit of snow, but early on, a lot of games, 12, 13, 18, 29, 29, windy, very cold. And then in the late window, we have a lot of indoor games and some good weather. So I'm going to be focusing a lot on my lineups on that late window, but coming into week 15, playoff time. What stands out? Some of the big injury news, I suppose, is going to be Kenny Pickett, probably a quarterback for the Raiders. CeeDee Lamb is going to play for the Cowboys on Sunday night. The Jets are going to start Brady Cook.
Good luck with that.
I got the Jags defense. In Guillotine. Very excited about that. We're going to talk about all of that. What do you think heading into week 15? Things are starting to tighten up a little bit, and just everybody has stuff to play for. So we're not really seeing anybody. I think the story of the week, let's see what happens with the Colts offense. I hope Phillip Rivers starts. I mean, let's go. Let's fucking got tired of those 10 kids. That's just predictable, right? Like you're at home with 10 kids. Yeah. Get
10 kids,
out of here.
10
get me back to the NFL.
A grandfather, like little shit running around, dude. Get me the hell out of here, dude. Yeah. Let me just gonna dive into the quarterback. Bounce backs for Mahomes, obviously 160 yards, 3 TDs, 3 INTs last week. First game under 250 yards in 10 outings. He has 4 score in 3 meetings. I know the Chargers have given up the second fewest points to quarterbacks the last 6 weeks. But Patrick Mahomes is going to be so under-owned this week in a tournament slate. Absolutely love him. Josh Allen, 9 for 78 and 1 TD on the ground, 251 yards, 3 TDs. He had 253 and 2 and 53 rushing yards when they played the Patriots in October. He has scored in 7 of 8 meetings against the Patriots. It's going to be a cold weather game. I posted some stats about how the Patriots defense has dropped off significantly since Milton Williams went out and how they struggle stopping the run. Very interested in Josh Allen. Lamar Jackson had 246 yards when the Ravens played the Bengals in November, has 4 scores in 2 of 3 meetings. The Bengals have allowed the second most points per game to quarterbacks the last 6 weeks. Other side of the field, Joe Burrow, 262 TDs in his 2 starts since his return, has 2 TDs in 4 or 5 home games, had 261 and 2 TDs when they played back in November. You mentioned the late games. Matt Stafford, probably the MVP this year, has 3 scores in 5 of 7, 23 score TDs, 2 picks. The Lions back 4 is awful. It has allowed the 5th most points per game to a quarterbacks over the 6 weeks. I'm really top heavy. And I mean, I think your comment, you kind of hit the nail on the head. The skill players, the running backs, I want them later. I want like wide receivers and quarterbacks later. I want the running backs in the early slate. I think that's kind of the thing.
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't know what this guy's talking about. I've been doing this since 2017. So I don't know. Yeah, Wizard. Some people can be. I don't know. Thanks for watching Wizard King. Knock yourself out. But I don't know what you're on about there. Yeah. So Lamar Jackson's interesting to me, right? Like I could play him. Right now I'm playing Brock Purdy. I could pick up Lamar and play him right now. I'm playing Derrick Henry instead. It's just weird to me. I know he got the rushing touchdown last week. He still doesn't seem like, like he wants to run. And the passing game seems broken. So I don't know. Like he's going to have, this could be the 40-point week where he breaks the slate, right? So Lamar Jackson tournaments for sure. I like Brock Purdy. The matchup against the Titans, when you look at adjusted fantasy points allowed, just sort of breaking down the matchups to exploit, and we've sort of saw this play out last night. The Buccaneers is second, number 2 behind the Titans, an adjusted FPA of 7.5 against quarterbacks. You've got the Cowboys, Falcons, Giants, Lions, to your point about Stafford, the Commanders, the Bengals. We talked about, of course, Lamar Jackson, and the 49ers, Ravens, and Rams kind of rounded out right there. I think Brock Purdy's got a safe floor. I like Purdy. I think when you've looked just since he's came back, it's been tough defenses like Carolina. God, I can't remember all the teams all of a sudden off the top of my head, but Cleveland in tough weather, just tough matchups across the board defensively. Now you get the Titans, who might be they are one of the worst defenses in the league. I think this is a nice home game, late window. I think the Niners offense rolls. I like Brock Purdy a lot this week. Looking at some value guys. Jackson Dart against Washington. Anybody against Washington I'll take. Now I will concede Washington's defense has played a little bit better over the last couple of weeks, even though they got blanked. I still saw fight out of the defense when you sort of watch that game last week. But Jackson Dart, the rushing, you wonder, my hesitation is you wonder how much he's going to keep running, right? He gets the concussions. They keep talking about it. You hope that he does as a fantasy owner. Of course, as a fan of the Giants, you hope he protects himself. So there's that give and take there. But I think Jackson Dart's live. Trevor Lawrence against the Jets. This looks like this is going to be a bloodbath. But Trevor Lawrence could put, and a lot of people try to shy away from the blowout. I'm like, listen, if you get me 3 touchdown passes in 3 quarters, I don't give a shit if you play the 4th quarter. If you've got me 25 points, I don't give a damn if you're in the 4th quarter. So I think Trevor Lawrence certainly live this week. Jackson Dart. What about Marcus Mariota going back against that Giants? I think so far this year, when you just sort of get exposure to Washington, the passing game, at least to me, looks better when Mariota's in than Jaden Daniels.
He's got a nice short. It's all short, quick passing routes,
and he's got a nice little rapport with Terry McLaurin. I think Terry McLaurin owners, if you're still in the playoffs and you're playing McLaurin this week, you're happy that it's Mariota, not Jaden Daniels. I think at 5K on DraftKings, I think Mariota is live. And just one guy, look, it's going to be another cold game like it was last week against a bad defense, Shedeur Sanders. I mean, we saw what Shedeur did against the Titans. When you just look over the last several weeks, what these teams have done to the Titans. So if you look at in their 4 games since the Week 10 bye, the Titans have surrendered 89.14 fantasy points to quarterbacks to Davis Mills, Sam Darnold, Trevor Lawrence, and Shedeur Sanders to the Brock Purdy point. But Shadeur's on that list, and now you got Chicago, who's one of the teams you want to exploit there, real cheap. Now, look, I did the fucking Tyrod Taylor thing last week. I'm probably not doing Shedeur. I'm not going way down there and hoping for a miracle this week. I'm just not fucking doing it. Probably sticking to the Purdy and the Matt Staffords. That Rams-Lions game, Jared Goff the other way. You've got the narrative too. These teams, the former teams, the trade for each other in LA, good weather. I know the Rams defense is rated higher, very beatable defense. I like Goff and Stafford for value. I'm coming down to Jackson Dart, and I do think that Marcus Mariota has a little bit of value as well. Let's get over to the running back spot.
It's going to be cold here in Chicago. Like, I was offered tickets to that game. It's supposed to be -20, man. Wind chill.
They're saying the coldest game in Soldier Field ever. So can you play the quarterbacks?
Cold as hell. And you mentioned the Bears defense. Here's a stat that's going to blow your mind. If you take turnovers away, they are 32nd in EPA, which is just astronomically bad. So, I mean, attacking the Bears defense is definitely something.
I blame Peanut Tillman, this goddamn punch, the stupid punch of the ball. I can't stand it.
Running back wise, obviously, you got to like Derrick Henry. 1 catch, 94 yards on the ground, 100 scrimmage yards, and 3 of 4 against the Bengals. Has gone 60 and 1 TD in 4 straight meetings. James Cook, I know he had the 2 fumbles, but he did have 18 for 80, 31 in the air. Guys, on our Patreon page, link in the description, I posted the bet in this Patriots and Bills game. The Patriots front is not as good without Milton Williams. Since Milton Williams exited in week 11, this isn't the same defense. Travion Henderson, I like him, 79 yards. But he's been, I totally pushed it up. That's my bad. He has 5 scores in 4, however, none in the last 2. In 4 of 5, he's been under 68 yards, which is concerning. I expect them to look to establish them, especially in this cold weather game. Breece Hall, there's no way they're going to let Cook throw the ball. They're going to lean on Bryce Hall. He has 110 scrimmage yards and 3 of 4 on the road this year. Travis Etienne, same game, 20 for 74 on the ground. Has 6 scores, 5 rushing in the last 5 games, has a run of 70 yards in 4 of 6, 65 yards last time they met. Saquon Barkley. Again, there's going to be all this wintry snow, cold ass weather on the East Coast. Lane Johnson is going to be coming back. We've seen Barkley be night and day when Johnson is there versus when Johnson is not there. Aston Genty, have a bet on him posted in our Patreon page. Eagles really do struggle covering the running back. Kenny Pickett, in his career as a starter, targets the running back 29.8% of the time. In the DraftKings format, we could get that PPR. Love it for that. We've talked about the Giants struggling to cover the run. Chris Rodriguez is the starter for the Commanders, had 52 yards last game, has 3 touchdowns in his last 5, 52 yards on the ground. In the last matchup, Devin Singletary, same game. Tyron Tracy is banged up. In the last 3 games, he's averaging 53 yards on the ground. I think Quinshawn Junkins is in for a huge game. In his 3 games with Sanders, he is averaging 55 yards on the ground, 1.3 grabs. Jahmyr Gibbs, your boy Gibby. Lions are going to run him into the ground. Now, look, he only had 43 yards rushing last game and 77 in the air, but they're going to lean on Gibbs, especially I think they're going to look to get the run game going a little bit more and attack that Rams front. Devin Neal in a great spot too. You want to attack the Panthers in the running game. Alvin Kamara has been ruled out, had 70 on the ground, 19 carries, 1 TD, has 14 carries and 2 straight games. In those games, he's averaging 59 on the ground against the Panthers defense, which can be run on. I absolutely love him.
Yep, absolutely. I love both guys at the top, McCaffrey and Gibbs. And they said, the Rams defense. The Rams defense is not, in my view, as good as advertised. Certainly beatable. There's certainly holes in that defense. They played a lot of teams that don't have these great running games, or they've been able to kind of close in on it because they don't have elite passing games. That Lions-Rams game, total of 55. Give me Gibbs. Of course, McCaffrey against the Titans. You can even stack McCaffrey with Purdy because Purdy throws it to McCaffrey so much. He's such a big part of the passing game. 100% right about Derrick Henry. Love Derrick Henry this week. Just had 17 on him a couple weeks ago. Same formula. I expect him, Derrick Henry. Now no Trey Hendrickson on that defense for the Bengals. The Bengals defense just gets worse and worse, which means the Ravens should be able to move the ball. Short yardage, I'm not worried about Lamar poaching as many rushing touchdowns as I was in the past. I think Derrick Henry gets the goal line carries. Give me the touchdowns. Give me Derrick Henry. Love him this week. I have Saquon in my player pool, but look, and I think it should go well. That Eagles offense, like they can't throw it. Jalen Hurts is such an incompetent thrower of the ball. His release is so slow and it's just so beat up. It should be a get right spot. I think the late window tournaments, stuff like that, separate the early window. Are they in the early window or the late window?
They're in the early window.
The early window tournament. Maybe throw some Barkley in for the big upside. I love me some Chase Brown. Again, as long as Joe Burrow is going to be the quarterback and continue to throw the ball, and the offense is going to move it up and down the field. No T. Higgins this week. No T. Higgins. So I think even more targets in the passing game this week for Chase Brown. I like Chase Brown quite a bit as well. Travis Etienne's, look, in his last 5 weeks, 16, 19, 21, 5, and 21. You know the week that I backed him, the 5. And so, I fucking personally can't trust Travis Etienne and the Butte shit, Brandon, Booten, Tootin, and all this shit. But the Jets allow a ton of fantasy points to opposing running backs. It should be a script where Jacksonville's in the lead and trying to run the ball. Obviously, the Jacksonville running game is in play for me this week. I love the Ashton Jeanty call. The Eagles stink up front, stopping the run. No Jalen Carter. Ashton Jeanty, I think, is in line for a big game. Some value guys, Woody Marks. The Cardinals have been absolutely torched. You saw Blake Corum and Kyron Williams go off last week. Woody Marks, 26 carries, 3 targets last week. Give me some Woody Marks at 5'6". On DraftKings. Tony Pollard, welcome back. Again, a beatable defense, the 49ers. We saw him get to 25 touches last week. That trend continues sitting down there. And in terms of volume for cheap running backs, it's Devin Neal and Tony Pollard. So pick one, pick both. But those are who's going to get the volume down there at running back. Let's get to this question here. Mariota, Shuck, or McCarthy at QB somehow in the playoffs. For me, that's an easy choice this week. Easy choice. It's Marcus Mariota. To me, that's easy. To me, that's easy. I think Marks was limited, but it looks like Marks is going to play, right? From what I read. I thought I just read that he was good to go. As far as I know, he's playing. Let me read the Texans wire here. Yeah, he's fine. He's limited until I'm informed otherwise. Yeah, but I would say Mariota for me. I guess McCarthy, if you want to go, that Cowboys defense is better and it should be a higher scoring game. I just don't trust JJ McCarthy. I think he stinks. I don't think I'll take Mariota over McCarthy, me personally.
I'll take Mariota all the way for me. I mean, if those are your choices, it's got to be him. That passing attack looks a lot better with him at the helm than Jaden Daniels, as crazy as it sounds this year.
100%. 100%. We haven't had a chance to talk about your neck of the woods too, University of Michigan.
I'm not a Michigan guy. I'm a Michigan State guy, dude. I'm a Michigan. I'm not a Michigan guy, man. I
think the moral of the story, from what I've read, is tip your DoorDash drivers better. You know what I mean? So from what I understand, it's a DoorDasher that caught a planned delivery, possible delivery, allegedly. That's just possibly something I've read. I don't know. I'm just wondering, did you tip this DoorDasher so poorly that he's like, dude, I'll let someone know this. I don't know.
This is the worst kept secret. I've known about this since August, July. Like, someone told me about it. Like, this is the worst. Everyone knew that he had stuff going on with this woman. And, it's.
Well, you know who aren't very secretive about things are like early 20s gals.
And I'm going to say this,
you know what I mean? They tend to.
Look, I'm going to say this. And if this comes off superficial, I apologize. Okay? The wife.
Well, you don't have to.
The wife is fucking hotter.
Really? I don't know what any of them look like. I haven't seen a picture of either.
Okay, so I'll send you the screen. I will send you right now. Well, we're talking about the wide receivers. While you're doing your talk, I will send you a side-by-side profile, and you can let me know which one.
Here's the deal, though. That doesn't matter because I tell my son this all the time. My son's about to turn 21. You show me a super hot, beautiful woman, and I'll show you someone who's tired of fucking her. And that's just how the universe works. Because after a while, no matter how hot either of you are, she's tired of fucking him, too. I mean, let's just call it what it is. You start to hate it. You don't want to sleep with the same. You know every gross thing they do. You just look at them and you're annoyed with them. You know they're just gonna fucking yell at you when it's all said and done.
This was just a masterclass of let me ruin my life.
What a fuck up. Why did he freak out? I want to know why he had to put it on the pedestal and freak out, go break into the house and go psycho. Like, calm down, dude. Like, you got caught a little bit. Then you apologize to the wife.
He started threatening to kill himself with a fucking butter knife.
Is that what it was? Wow.
A butter knife.
Can you do it? Can you do it with a butter knife? How would you kill yourself? Do you have to go through the eyeball? Like, how do you?
I have no fucking idea. Like, what? Jesus Christ, dude.
Okay, let's answer this question. Just so we get off topic sometimes here at the huddle. Am I crazy to say fuck it and play Phillip Rivers in a tournament? I mean, I love Phillip Rivers, San Diego guy. I love Phillip. I don't know that you should play him this week. Seattle's defense has been really good. I hope the Seattle defense breaks a little, but you have zero rushing upside, right? Like, he's not running anywhere. And it just seems like it could be a little fast week one, especially against maybe definitely the hottest defense in the league right now. I don't know. Not many people will do it. If he throws 4 touchdowns and like you're gonna fucking win money, but I just don't know that it's possible.
I think the angle, hear me out, in that game is Tyler Warren. I think they're gonna use a ton of Wildcat with Tyler Warren.
They might, yeah. Tyler Warren could be the week of the tight end. We saw fucking 40. From Kyle Pitts last night. All right, let's get to the wide receivers. And look, the top 3, this is top heavy. The top 4, Nakua, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown, all good matchups. I could see all of them being the top scorer this week. So pick and choose how you want to do it, quite frankly. I love Puka. Looking at Devontae Adams, who hasn't practiced all week. He's got that shaky hamstring at Maine. I don't know if he practiced today. I haven't seen the Friday reports. But I know he didn't practice Wednesday or Thursday. Puka Nakua is the man. Love me some Puka Nakua. Chase, no T. Higgins. I mean, what do you have against them a couple weeks ago? 14 targets. Like, he's just a Baltimore killer. Amon-Ra. Rashee Rice. The Chargers allow the fewest fantasy points to wide receivers, but I do think I agree with you. Like, you're not going to just keep holding Mahomes down. Now, the real concern is the offensive line, right? They don't have anyone to protect, so that's why you're seeing this sort of condensed and simplified and offense for the Chiefs. But they're going to try to get it to Rice a ton. The question is, can they get it done there? Then you've got I've been considering putting in Nico Collins over CD Lamb this week. I've changed my mind because when you go back and look, it appears that the Vikings are fantastic against quarter because they really haven't played anyone that's doing anything like a real passing attack. But you go back and see what the Vikings did against the Lions. Jared Goff shredded them. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, Jamison Williams all had big games. You go look at the Chargers, same thing, competent passing attack. Justin Herbert, 3 touchdowns. McConkey, good game. So that they are a beatable secondary there. But Nico Collins to me is very interesting. We saw the Cardinals kind of regressing a little bit. You saw what the Rams did, especially the big plays down the field. Doesn't it just feel like you could insert Nico Collins into those Puka Nakua plays just almost seamlessly? And you saw the week that he had last week. Wan'Dale Robinson against Washington with Jackson Darden. Absolutely. Sitting at 5,900, one of those mid-tier. You can slot him in. Jacoby Myers, we hit on that one last week. 10 targets last week. I think they just you're starting to see a real rapport with Trevor Lawrence and Jacoby Myers. Terry McLaurin is 5,400 on DraftKings.
great price.
With Mariota back against the Giants, 14 targets 2 weeks ago, right? With Mariota at quarterback. The Giants allow a ton.
Does more. Passing game is as crazy as it sounds. Mariota does more in the passing game than Jaden Daniels this season. I'm not saying he's better.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying now.
Right now. And Terry McLaurin owners should love it. Jawan Jennings in that Titans game, Purdy to Jawan Jennings, 5,200 on DraftKings, especially in that afternoon only. Get me some of that. A guy who he's on the field a ton. He's playing 81% of the snaps. He just hasn't seen the targets. But again, it's been against tough defenses. The Niners are kind of getting a break here. Ricky Pearsall. Now, I'll just pay 100 more for Jawan Jennings, but look, there could be a lot of Jawan Jennings owners annoyed because Pearsall gets 2 touchdowns early, just something to sort of keep an eye on. And just some value guys down here. Darius Slayton, again, in that Washington Giants game, I think it's one of the games to sort of focus on. I think that game has a chance to go over despite the weather. We hit on this one last week, Jerry Jeudy. Now it's going to be very, very cold. We know that, but Shedeur looked like he could throw in it. If you're going to take a Browns receiver and you want someone here down here at 4,400 who's a wide receiver one, he's on the field all the time, and they're trying to get him the ball, it's Jerry Jeudy. Deshaun Villay for Carolina, Jaden Higgins. These guys are getting a ton of targets. Jalen Coker for Carolina's playing nearly every single snap. Double-digit fantasy points in 2 of his last 3 weeks. Just some value tournament guys that I'm looking at as well. What do you got at wide receiver?
Wide receiver, just a couple guys you didn't mention. Chris Olave went 3 for 30 last week. Lowest yardage total since week 4. Bounce back. He's gone 5 for 70 in 2 of his last 4. Has gone 77 yards in 2 straight games against the Panthers. Last time they met, 5 catches, 104 yards, 1 TD. You met Michael Wilson, 11 catches, 142 yards, 2 TDs, has gone 10 for 115 and 3 of 4, averaging 10 catches, 120 yards, and 14 targets. Mechie, 4 for 34, had a drop, 4 grabs, 7 targets, 3 straight, averaging 4.7 catches, 39 yards, has 2 scores and 4, has gone 45 and 1 touchdown and 2 straight on the road. I mean, him and Mitchell are the top 2. And look, I know Cook is Cook, but they're going to need to drop back and throw the ball. They can't just lean on.
You're insane. You're going to play a jet wide receiver.
Dude, I'm just throwing it out there, man.
That's like heavy drugs. I would have to be fucked up on peyote to play either one of those guys. No way in fucking hell.
One more guy you didn't mention, McMillan, has 3 straight, has scored 3 straight touchdowns, 3 straight games where he scored, has 3 catches. Last 6 games, averaging 4.5 catches, 69 yards, 0.7 scores, had 60 yards last meeting. So definitely a rapport starting to go on. You're playing inside in that fast field of Mercedes-Benz. So yeah, I could see him going off because Saints defense, for as much shit as they get, is not actually bad, good against the run. So I mean, I think they're going to throw the ball a little bit more.
The Saints have not been a complete dumpster fire, right? Like they're supposed to be. Like you look at that team, like there's nobody on this fucking team, right? You're like, what is this team? But they have not. They've played hard. Shout out to Kellen Moore. I think he's doing a good job. Tight ends. Now, tough matchup for Trey McBride this week. I don't think it matters. It's just if you can afford him, he's going to be targeted a ton, and they're going to find a way to get him the ball. But as you start going down here, you guys mentioned Tyler Warren could be interesting against a Seattle team that does give up fantasy points to opposing tight ends. I think George Kittle is absolutely live against Tennessee. Some of those guys up top. Who are we looking at this week at tight end, Erik?
Dalton Schultz, 31 routes on 52 snaps, 5 grabs in 8 of 11, averaging 47 yards. Only has 1 score this year. I think he's due for some positive touchdown regression. You can target either Mark Andrews or Isaiah Likely. The Bengals are awful against the tight end. Andrews has gone 4 for 47 in 3 straight meetings against the Bengals. When you look at Likely, he had 95 yards in the last game. So either one of those tight ends are great options against the Bengals. Dalton Knox had 41 yards in his return, running 19 routes on 22 snaps. I think we're going to see more snaps from him. That was his first game back. had 108 yards last time these two teams met, and has hit 75 yards in 3 of 4 meetings against the Patriots. Travis Kelce, 2 drops last week, but I think it's a bounce back game against that Chargers defense, which you can't exploit, attacking the middle of the field. He has 7 touchdowns in last 7 games against, the Chargers. Mason Taylor, 5 for 51, 26 routes on 38 snaps, targeted on 31% of his routes, second best rate of the year, has 4 catches in 2 of 4, has 1 game for 8 for 35 yards, has 1 score. Important to know the Jaguars had allowed the 5th most points per game to opposing tight ends. Sleeper, Gunnar Helm. Has a score in 3 of 4, averaging 4 receptions, 27 yards. 49ers, they have struggled against the tight end. You mentioned George Kittle, not going to go in depth there. We said it earlier, Tyler Warren. The Seahawks have allowed the 7th most points to opposing tight ends over the last 6 weeks. I think we're going to see him a lot in the Wildcat, a lot more than people think, especially if it gets down to that goal line area. I think they're going to put him more in that Wildcat or even some short yardage stuff, just because Phillip Rivers looked big and out of shape. Riley Leonard has that. You know what I mean?
He hasn't played in 5 years.
Well, I know.
At my age.
I know.
I love it.
It
just makes me wonder, can I get out there and sling it still? Oh, I don't know, dude. So,
Cam Newton was pissed. Cam Newton was pissed he didn't get the call, dude. But what does that? I guess the bigger question, that's the elephant in the room that no one I've heard has said. What does that say about the quality of quarterback out there? That
they suck.
Joe Flacco is coming in and winning games. They're going to get Phillip Rivers. Cam Newton said he'd come back. If that doesn't speak about how low level the overall quarterback play is in the league, I fucking don't know what does, dude.
And it goes right to college football, because you watch that shit and you watch these fucking terrible coaches with these horrific schemes that are not preparing you for pro ball. On critical downs, they are constantly rotating players in and out. You don't learn anything. It's all these dumb gimmick, cheap bullshit play. Yeah. The college, I think the lack of preparation for these quarterbacks in the pro game, it's a direct correlation to in the college game is a direct correlation to what you see in the pro game. I mean, college football is hard to fucking watch. It's garbage. Those guys I used to be a proponent, pay the players, do all this and that, and you should get paid for your likeness. But none of these fuckers should get paid to play because they fucking suck. I'm telling you, I watch that. I'm like, this is garbage. This is absolute unadulterated garbage, the product on the field. And then we're seeing it translate into the quarterback depth. Look, we got great players at the top. We got 15 fantastic quarterbacks. Woof. And then it's just, now you got Brady Cook. For me, not a single Jets offensive player will be anywhere near my line, especially after what happened last week. Absolutely not. Just a couple tight ends I want to mention that you didn't mention. Agree with all your calls. Brenton Strange, they just never take him off the field. He's always on the field, short yardage. Love that. Harold Fannin, look, it seems like every time red zone's on, every touchdown is scored by Harold Fannin Jr. I don't fucking know why, but it seems like I look up and it's Harold Fannin all the time. So I certainly think he's in play. Theo Johnson in that Washington Giants game, I think, is certainly in play as well. What about Jawan Johnson in that game against Carolina? Carolina bottom 10 against opposing tight ends. Earlier this year, just a few weeks ago, he put up 19 DraftKings points against Carolina. It's 3,700 on DraftKings. I think Jawan Johnson is in there. Guy we hit on last week, go back to the well again, Colby Parkinson, playing a little over half the snaps. They're using both those tight ends. They set up. You could see the Rams offense when they're not doing that goddamn slant to Devontae Adams. They're setting up little tight end screens for Parkinson and Puka over there. He's part of their goal line package. So I think Cody Parkinson is also in play for me as well. That's it at tight end. Let's go to the defenses. We've got some teams at the top. For me, it's Jaguars. It's Jaguars or bust. I love the Jaguars defense. I love the Browns defense too against the Bears. I know that seems weird, but I think it's a bad matchup for that Bears offense. and a little bit of Carolina against those Saints. What do you think this week in defense?
Definitely like at the high end. I like the 49ers. I like the Jaguars. Definitely got to like Seattle, especially with if Phillip Rivers plays. Yep. You mentioned Fannin. Schefter just tweeted out that Njoku is a no-go. So that helps Fannin out a lot. It's interesting to me how the Bears are priced $800 more than the Browns on DraftKings. Mm-hmm. So I definitely like the Browns a little bit more. You mentioned the Panthers going down a little bit further down. I think the Commanders at 2,600, you mentioned they're showing some fight. They're competing. I don't know how much Dart is going to run. You know what I mean? I don't know how much they're going to have him run, especially with how many concussions he's had this year.
I want him to be safe. That could be my stepkid one day. Have you seen Jackson Dart's mom? She's like my age. Jackson Dart's mom and I would be happy together.
I thought for sure you'd end up with Diego Pavia's mom. I think that's really cute. Have you seen her?
No. I can't see it. No. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. I just need to figure out which one's the least happily married. I mean, that's all.
I think Mrs. Pavia is single.
Wow.
I think the Saints D against Carolina has some legs. They've been playing better and better. You're getting the Panthers coming off a win, off their bye. The Bucs lost last night. All the pressure in the world is going to be on this young team. This is their first time being in this position with Bryce Young at the helm. To me, if they go out there and shit the bed, it wouldn't surprise me at all. And that in terms of defense, that's kind of it. Unless the conditions are just absolutely crazy in some of these East Coast games, then you can really nickel and dime and pay down a lot.
Absolutely. And about this question, John Bates for the Commanders, no thanks. I just no thanks. He's still all year he's been playing about half the snaps anyways, and what's his highest game total? 4. So if you're taking that Washington offense, if you want like a deep dart tournament throw, Treylon Burks is the guy for deep tournaments. I think Treylon Burks has some value there. You've seen them try to get him the ball in the goal line.
Yeah.
But McLaurin and Mariota, I think, is the combo there. That's it. Do you want to build a lineup real fast? Shall we build a lineup and see what we got? Again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We post all the lineups. We're going to play our cores and thoughts and bets, all that in the Patreon. It's $15 a month, 50 cents a day. Click the link, video description below. Check all that out. We'll do this like we always do, one player at a time. So here's what it spit out for us. Very heavy Giants passing game. Lamar Jackson, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, Jerry Jeudy, Slayton, Jacoby Myers, Theo Johnson, Wan'Dale Robinson, Seahawks D. So we're going to change some stuff here. So quarterback, go ahead.
All right, I get the quarterback.
Yeah, it's got Lamar in. Who do you want to take a quarterback this week?
I'll go Burrow.
Joe Burrow. Okay, 6,600 DraftKings. Joe Burrow is in. Now, right now, it's got McCaffrey and Barkley next at running back. I'm going to come back the other way. I'm going to come down to Derrick Henry. I like Derrick Henry quite a bit, 7,300. The next running back, Barkley. You want to switch out Barkley? What do you want to do there?
They have Barkley in at running back. Ooh.
Got Ginty at 5,800. Woody Marks, 56.
Let me go Judkins. Where do they got Judkins at?
Quinshon Judkins, 6,300. Love that call in that game against the Bears. Next wide receiver. So you went Joe Burrow. So we're going to go ahead and stack that with Jamar Chase, right? Let's go ahead and get that done. We'll go Burrow to Chase out in Baltimore. All right, who do you want next at wide receiver? We got Slayton and Myers in there. We're a little over budget right now. So we probably need a value play here. It's got Slayton in at 4,400.
Let me see. Let me nickel and dime it down here. Do I want to go? Jesus. Okay. Let's go.
Do not make it a jet. I will not put a jet in this lineup. I won't.
Let's go Scary Terry at 5,400.
I mean, I can't. I won't. You like last week, I was so angry in the morning. Like it did the fucking Jets. I'm done with that. I'm done with that bullshit.
Dude, I hear you 100%, man.
Next receiver, they have Jacoby Myers in at 56. I'm gonna go Jawan Jennings 5,200. I like that matchup. So we're about 2,000 over. We've got Theo Johnson and Wan'Dale Robinson at the flex and Seahawks D. So who do we want at tight end right now? It's got Theo Johnson at 3,500. Who do we want to go with?
I'm gonna go Isaiah Likely at 3,400.
Isaiah Likely against the Bungles. And then so we need to save some money here at the flex. I'm gonna go. It's slim pickings down here. I think I'm gonna go Jaden Higgins. Texans against that Cardinals secondary at 4,200. So now we have Seahawks D in, but we need to save $200. So we can go down to the Panthers, the Browns.
Oh, let's go Brownies.
Let's go to the Brownies, and that leaves us 800 on the table. So really at the flex, it could come from Higgins. And let's see if there's someone else I'd rather go to, like right around this area. There's not a lot that I love right there. Keenan Allen. It's mostly tight ends that I like right there. It's not really a lot. Maybe Tyler Warren if we want to double tight end it is something we could do. I guess we'll just leave it how it is. Quentin Johnston.
Yeah, Kincaid.
Dalton Kincaid. So it's kind of slim pickings down there, but that's our show. That's the lineup. Again, like, subscribe. I appreciate you guys. All that good stuff. Come join the Patreon. Wherever you're watching, subscribe, like, share it out. We appreciate all that. We'll be back next week, Thursday Night Football main slate. For myself and Eric, have a great week. Happy holidays. Hope all that's going smooth. And, of course, good luck on all your future weeks.